Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 49 and today I'm starting things off in a very claustrophobic little glass chamber, 128 blocks above the sea level. For a lot of people this would be their worst nightmare, and I'm also surrounded by phantoms. Now for anyone who missed the previous episode, at the end of that episode I died. I was in this spot, okay, and a phantom managed to kill me, despite the fact that I was inside a glass chamber. Now I have to say, that has me very confused, okay, because, I mean, first off, I always thought that phantoms couldn't spawn with a block above your head, but I'm guessing glass blocks might not actually count because they're transparent. But then more importantly, I hadn't realised that these phantoms could pathfind to a player who is inside a chamber like this. That seemed ridiculous to me, but I think the issue was that I had blocks missing from the corners, so they were just about managed to hit me. That's what caused me to die, and yeah, I lost all my items. I lost everything. I'm currently without armor. So I think what I'm going to do is to start things off in today's Hermitcraft episode, I am going to AFK up at the top of this place, above my creeper farm. We're going to see how much gunpowder I can get overnight, and then when I come back, I think we need to restore all of my items. I think that explains how I died the other day. Oh my word. I'm gonna have to take a screenshot. I don't even... There's so many of them. That's got to be affecting the spawn rates of my farm. So, I have just come back onto the server once again, and now something even more interesting has happened, in that I'm surrounded by cobblestone. I appear to have a green head on my head. I'm also wearing a set of elytra. I'm wearing some Iscality trousers, which are curse of binding, but all of these things seem to be curse of binding, so I can't take this green head off. I also seem to have some trousers on that I can't take off. Okay. So we've got a lot of subscribes. This is the price of a free trident. Oh. No way. I got a Riptide trident back. Oh my word, that's actually made me so happy. Oh. I mean, I'm assuming that was green. I'm assuming that was Iscal even. So either to Iscal or green, potentially. It could be one or the other. Thank you ever so much. That's actually made my day, because I was really, really upset about losing that trident. So that is... Oh, cheers, guys. See, look, it's friends like these that make me very, very happy to be a member of the Hermitcraft server. Thank you ever so much, guys. That's so lovely, because these things aren't exactly common. Right, I'm going to go kill myself so I can take off this ugly, ugly head and these horrible, horrible trousers, and then we'll get back to work. Is this some kind of joke? I have to punch obsidian. I literally have to punch obsidian to get out of here. How long is this going to take? Okay, I take back what I said about friends like these. Finally, I managed to free myself. And now we check out... Oh no! That was very close to dying. You know what? Maybe I should make my way back to the base, because I don't want to lose this stuff now. So, I'm kind of fully geared up. I've got some diamond blocks, which apparently I can actually keep, which is very exciting. I've also got lots of diamond gear and apparently some enormous lag spikes too. Holy mackerel. Wow, that was a big one. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a time-lapse of me getting fully geared back up. So in today's time-lapse chat, I want to talk to you about the Green Headhunting Challenge, because I've been receiving a lot of comments, a lot of tweets, a lot of emails from people asking whether or not I'm actually going to be joining in, and I thought I would answer that in today's little time-lapse. So the short answer is no. No, I'm not going to be getting involved, simply because I don't find that sort of thing that fun, and I like to make these Hermitcraft episodes on things that I really enjoy. I think it comes through that I'm enjoying the things that I do, and unfortunately that sort of thing it doesn't really interest me at all. However, I just want to say I think it's an awesome idea, and I've absolutely loved watching all of the other hermits get involved. I've loved watching people exploring the server. I direct people in the direction of heads if they ask me where they are. For me personally, it's not something that I'm really into. A little bit like the phantom killing challenge that went on just recently. Once again, awesome idea. It's not really my thing. And back in the day when we used to do ultra hardcores and things like that, once again, just that side of Minecraft, it doesn't really capture my interest in the slightest, to be honest. And I think if I produce content on that sort of thing, it will show that I'm not really into it. So that's just the way that I like to do things. But as I say, I want to make it very clear, absolutely love the idea. I think it's so cool, and I love seeing Hermitcraft events like this because I just think they're great. I love watching all of the hermits getting together. I love watching, for example, in the headhunting, people trying to steal each other's heads. I think it's all brilliant, and I absolutely love watching all of it. It's just, for me personally, isn't the right fit for me as a Minecraft player. Now, occasionally, Hermitcraft-wide events come along that really do fit my style, a little bit like the TANGO headhunting challenge, which I will admit I completely missed the boat on, which is a real shame. But if things like that come along in the future, then of course I'll be willing to get involved. But yeah, for things like this, no, not for me. So I hope that answers your questions. I apologise if anyone's disappointed by that, but let's pop back onto the Hermitcraft server. Now here's the thing, I recorded about 22 minutes of time-lapse footage there, and the fastest that I can really speed up first-person time-lapses is to about 400%, because otherwise it just kind of looks like a crazy mess and you can't really tell what's going on. So that means that you probably haven't actually seen too many of what we've actually managed to get, but we're pretty well geared. Yeah, we're doing okay. So we have got Respiration 3, Mending, Protection 4, Unbreaking 3. Obviously, we've got Mending, Unbreaking 3 on the Elytra. We've got Mending and Protection 4 on these leggings. The reason I didn't get Unbreaking 3 is because I'm probably going to die and lose these at some point. So didn't think it was worth investing loads of time in enchanting those. And then we have some Beastly Boots as well, Feather Falling 4, Depth Strider, you know, all the important stuff. We've got that pickaxe, which I've had for ages, but we've also got this new Silk Touch pickaxe, Efficiency 5. Mending, Unbreaking 3, the whole lot. Then this sword is a bit of a beast. Looting 3, Unbreaking 3, Mending, Sharpness 5, Sweeping Edge 3. Then we've got an Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3, Silk Touch, Mending Shovel. And then just a regular Diamond Axe, Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3. All looking pretty good, I have to say. So, feeling better. Right, let's kick off this episode. Oh, but before we do, in that previous clip, it made it sound like it only took me 22 minutes to get all of this gear. Boy, do I wish that was the case. It's true what they say, you know? There's no such thing as a free trident. But I suppose it's always good to have a healthy supply of obsidian lying around, so this could actually help us out in the future. Oh, and just so you know, earlier on, I decided to punch through the floor, as I thought that would be a much wiser choice than going for the options that Iskall and Grian laid out for me, and it looks like I made the correct choice, because one of them says this, the other one says this, and then eventually you get to the one that is salvation. Oh, yeah, you know, you can't mess around with those guys, although I imagine they've probably learnt from their lesson, and next time they do this to me, which I imagine they will do it again, they'll probably make the walls like 5 layers thick. Oh, and just in case it wasn't clear, yeah, the chests obviously were surrounded by obsidian themselves, so I still had to punch into them. Anyway, what's next? Well, I want to do a little bit of a project in the shopping district. Now, for those of you who are smart Alex, you might have realised that I have built a sugarcane farm, and now I've built a gunpowder farm, which means that I'm pretty well set up to get myself some rockets. And I currently have way more gunpowder and way more sugarcane than I really need. I mean, we've got 5 double chests of gunpowder and loads of chests of sugarcane. So I think we can create quite a large excess, and I think I'm going to sell them. But of course, Tango isn't exactly going to be happy about me stealing his business, so we're going to need to keep our shop small and relocatable. Essentially, I'm going to build a pop-up shop that I can relocate elsewhere in the shopping district every single time he discovers it. After looking around, I think this is going to be my first location, just because, as far as I can tell, Tango doesn't really have much of a reason to come by here. So I'm just going to start constructing this thing, and we'll see how well it goes. Well, that's not exactly the best of starts. I've locked myself in. There we go. I think actually, so the rocket itself is pretty cool. This is the actual store in all of its glory. And then we have these 2 signs. Mumbo's pop-up rocket shop here until Tango finds out. 3 stacks for 1 diamond, aka really cheap. Don't tell Tango. So there it is. The store is fully completed and built. I think what I'm going to do instead though is I'm actually just going to have a single chest here, and we're going to fill up shulker boxes with firework rockets. so that we have plenty of stock. Because otherwise, yeah, if we only have one double chest and one single chest, I guess that is, I mean, it would be a decent number of diamonds, but nothing ridiculous. Yeah, we haven't AFK'd at this for a little while. We might not have any paper. Thankfully though, there was one filled chest of sugarcane over inside that build, and then also underneath my base in the underground bunker that we built right at the very start of the season that's now flooded with water, so it's the underwater bunker. That had a sugarcane farm in it that's just been working all season, and obviously there's a full double chest of sugarcane in there, so it means that actually we're doing pretty well. So we've got 5 shulker boxes filled, I believe, so far, and this should probably take us to about 9. Okay, maybe 9 was a little bit much. 7, that's definitely reasonable. So they are all filled to the brim with firework rockets. And if we do the maths here, so we get, I guess we get 9 diamonds per shulker box. So that is 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63. So just under a stack of diamonds from this little store. Whoa, we're going to need to restock this place soon at some point too. Cool. Gonna be balling out of control. I have just heard the news though that these guys are selling rockets as well. 12 diamonds per 1 Vex rocket box. So it's 12 diamonds and you get the full sugar box of rockets. But mine's still cheaper by 3 diamonds. Nice! Mine's a lot cheaper. Alright, okay, so in theory, people should be coming to me, but that does mean that I'm now in direct competition with both Tango and the Convex, which are not people that I want to be competing with, really. Oh, great, and now I've blown up their runway. As if I hadn't annoyed them enough by starting to sell rockets. I've destroyed their airport. Now, if I were a lesser man, I would have just left that hole right there. But because I'm a nice guy, remember that, guys, I'm a really nice guy, really, really lovely, lovely person. I've gone on a resource gathering mission and fixed it all up for you. So please don't destroy everything when you find out that I'm selling rockets. Anyway, I think before we start on any projects in today's Hermitcraft episode, we really need to get this sugarcane farm fully populated and also fully functioning because the redstone isn't quite there just yet. So I'm going to do a tiny bit of work on this thing. Whoa, that is laggy. Now, the idea behind this system is to make it so that this farm will only be running when I'm actively wanting it to run. And we need it to work based off of this pressure plate. So this pressure plate means that this monostable circuit will then be active and this thing will be detecting when sugarcane grows. But we also want the farm to fire once when we first get in. Which it looks like that is happening right there. So that has just activated the system and that's a one-off thing. And then this monostable circuit is now in place, so when the sugarcane grows, it will actually grow up in front of that observer, the observer will detect it, and then that will actually set off the entire system. Okay, this is good. Right, I'm going to refill all of the sugarcane in the farm, I'm going to get this thing fully stocked up, and then we're actually going to test this thing. And by test it, I mean I'm going to go AFK overnight. Hopefully, without losing all of my stuff this time, all being encased inside an obsidian tomb. Let's see what happens. We go like this, and then I think as long as that block's covered, we should be fine. Yeah, I don't think Greer realizes that I'm currently editing videos right now, and I can I can definitely hear something going on. This is very satisfying indeed. Check it out. All of the sugarcane is flowing through the system and is making its way into this chest. I'm actually just watching to see if any flies past, but it didn't look like that was the case, so let's pop down, and that is not bad going. A little bit less than I was expecting though, to be quite frankly honest with you. Whoa, our slime farm's been doing pretty well as well. What the heck? No one's bought any of my rockets yet. Oh, what's the point? Now, I saw on Twitter the other day that Grian has been putting his fuel, well, he's been putting the items that he wants to smelt into this chest, which means that he's been putting them into the fuel area, and we're just about to run out of fuel in some points here, but there's literally no way for me to check. There's no way for me to check what fuel is going into these, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see if any of the furnaces stop working. Yeah, this thing's nicely broken. Alright, let's, alright, yeah, we got some comparators. What? What was even being placed in here? Grian, what were you trying to smelt a comparator? I'm confused by this. Despite his weird choice of things to smelt, this is my fault. I should really sign these chests so people actually know where to put the items, because right now it isn't exactly clear. Anyway, back to working on projects now. First off, we need to transport the items from the creeper farm over into this island, because I have a really cool idea for a build that we're going to be doing underneath this thing. But one interesting thing about these transportation systems that we're using is you may notice that I've got glass around the ice, as well as glass up at the top here. Now, normally we wouldn't have to do this, but dolphins tend to play around with items underneath the floor, and it turns out that they can actually flick items out of water streams. Now, this is extra specially annoying in this item elevator here, because what they'd do is they'd flick the item out of the item elevator, and then it would tend to land about there, so it would sit there. And then the issue is that when more gunpowder would come up, it would actually stack up with this piece of gunpowder down here, and it would never make its way into the hoppers. So you'd end up losing a lot of items, like tons of items would end up being lost. So that's a big deal. So I've got to fill out this. So these items are going to make their way into this little area right here, and now I'm going to do a tiny bit of mining just to punch out some space underneath this place, because I want to make a secret rocket building facility. As I said, you know, Tango and the Convex are probably going to be a little bit upset about me being, well, a competitor in their rocket selling business. So we're going to need to do this on the secret. A beacon would be really helpful to have on this island. I just thought I do actually have 3 wither skulls. So I think we'll do that once I've... You know what? No, let's do that now. Instead of finishing the mining, then doing the beacon, let's do the beacon and then we'll finish the mining. That makes much more sense. One day, Mojang are going to fix this, and it's going to be an incredibly sad day. I mean, can you imagine actually having to fight the wither? Well, I mean, I know some of you out there are actually quite good at the game and will be able to do it, but me... I've only fought the Wither once. It was with Exuma Void. I died, lost all my items, and then I think Exuma did as well, and then I died again. It just never again. Despite me solving the rockets problem, I still haven't quite solved the iron problem just yet. Still giving money to Tango somehow. There we go. This looks pretty awesome. Hopefully all of the items can actually make it underneath the beacon. Yep, so they scoot on right through. And then I've also replaced that beacon over there because that one was missing. I do have a rather hilarious problem though, that the beacon only works right on this wall. So after all that, it's still not perfect. Now that room's cleared out, it's time to actually get all of the chests and hoppers in place. This week only, 1 diamond a stack. Okay, we are really going to make the most of this. In fact, you know what? I think I'm actually going to clear them out. Now I'm hoping that this is going to be enough chests for all of the gunpowder. So we have got, yeah, we've got 2 sets. We've got 2 banks of 8x5. So that's 40 double chests, 80 double chests in total. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to fill all of these up. And then in the center here, we will have like a little area with, I guess, some crafting benches. In fact, we should probably have crafting benches all over the place, because the whole point of this area is that we're going to be crafting up all of the fireworks, and the way that we're going to be crafting up all the fireworks is we're probably going to be breaking a lot of these chests here so that the gunpowder is on the floor, and then we can kind of fire on through, like how you craft iron blocks and melon blocks and things like that. I imagine we can do something fairly similar with sugarcane, so we'll just chuck everything onto the floor and then we'll just go through it. Yeah, I don't know. I imagine that will probably work. Anyway, we need to get the hoppers in now. And there we go. Okay, so that is the setup. All of the items will come in here, and then they'll flow around, and then they'll go through all of these chests, and then, I don't know, I guess they'll end up somewhere else. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But this is going to be our evil little lair. I think I will do all of the decorating in the next episode, because unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is actually all I've got time for today. I've really enjoyed this episode. I've kind of done it in a different style, in that, you know, we started off with an AFK session and I recorded it over multiple days. Let me know down in the comment section if you enjoyed that way of doing things, because it's pretty fun. It kind of breaks up the episode a little bit, and it means that we get I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Either way, I really do hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, please sure to that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Oh, and actually, a new film was just released on the Filming channel. If you do want to check it out, a link will be on the end screen.